Shadows of the Galaxy, the second Star Wars Unlimited set that might just be able to be better than the Alpha set. Hello and welcome to the table, and today we're going to be talking about the spoilers for Star Wars Unlimited's second set, Shadows of the Galaxy. Now, there have been 5 leaders spoiled so far, and a crap ton of units, events, and upgrades. So today we're going to be talking about all the new stuff that I've talked about in previous videos, which I will link all those videos in the description below. But today I'm going to be talking about the new stuff. I'm going to be talking about all the newest leaders, and the events, and the units, and the upgrades, or at least the stuff that I haven't talked about yet. All the stuff from the starter kits so far, I'm not talking about those, but I'm going to try to basically summarize all the cards that I haven't talked about yet in this video. So with all that aside, let's get right into it, starting things off and talking about the 3 leaders that I haven't talked about yet. The first one being Boba-Fett. Now, to be fair, these 3 leaders aren't super impressive except for the last one that I'm going to talk about. None of them just seem to be super, they're not really calling to me. They're not super interesting yet, but I feel like that they could be very fun nonetheless. Like Boba-Fett. This says, when you play a unit that has 1 or more keywords, you may exhaust this unit to give a friendly unit +1 power for the phase. This is a very unique take on a card that we haven't seen yet, because, I mean, to be fair, there hasn't been much to have unique takes on yet. But still, this card's very fun because it's diving into the keyword side of the game. And there are a ton of keywords. I mean, there's Sentinel, there's Grit, there's Overwhelm. There's a ton of new ones in this set, like Smuggle, like Bounty. I mean, I feel like this card could be, or this leader could be super fun to build around. Plus, on the backside, if you have 6 or more resources and epic actioning this, you get a 4/7 that gives each of a friendly unit with 1 or more keywords an additional power. So again, it seems very different than the previous Boba Fett. When I first saw that there was a second Boba Fett printed, I was very disappointed. It's like, really? They're already doing this? But this seems very different than the other Boba Fett. It doesn't even feel like Boba Fett in a sense, which I really like. Like, if they're going to remake leaders like Boba Fett this early, this is how you should do it. Just add a new feel to it to where it doesn't even feel like the previous one. And it's just a completely new character almost. So yeah, I really like this new Boba Fett in a sense. Doesn't seem super interesting right now, but I feel like it could be very fun to build around nonetheless. But then there's Hunter, which I am very disappointed in. So basically what you can do with this card is reveal a resource. If it shares a name with a friendly unique unit, you bounce it back to its owner's hand and put the top card of your deck in play as a resource. As an action, paying a resource and exhausting Hunter. So Hunter, if you don't know, is the leader of the Bad Batch, which basically were clones that defied the orders of Order 66 at the end of Revenge of the Sith, and now they're basically enemies of the Empire. But Hunter is the leader of this Bad Batch, which are unique clones, and they're super powerful and strong and smart and all that kind of stuff. But, I don't know, like, for such fun characters and such unique clones, the leader really sucks. And on the backside, if you have 7 or more resources, he's a 5/8 with Overwhelm that the on-attack ability is the same thing as the action on the front. And I just don't know how this is going to help, because Hunter is going to care about playing all of the members of the Bad Batch. But I can kind of see how it helps in a sense. But I don't know. Leave a comment down below and tell me how this is the best leader in the set so far. Or when this set comes out, hopefully I get proven wrong. Because I want to play a Bad Batch deck that doesn't suck. Because the Hera deck with Rebels would have been so cool, but it kind of sucks. But anyways. Then there's Bo-katan Kryze, which is super fun. Action, because it's Mandalorian tribal. Action, exhaust. If you've attacked with a Mandalorian unit this phase, you deal 1 damage to a unit. Already love it. I mean, it's a pretty fun effect, but also Mandalorian tribal. I absolutely love it. And if you have 6 or more resources, you can epic action her, and she's a 4/7 on attack, deal 1 damage to a unit. If you've attacked with another Mandalorian unit this phase, you deal 1 damage to a unit. Same unit or a different unit. So Mandalorian tribal, I love it. And there are a lot of Mandalorians that have been spoiled so far, so I just love it even more. I mean, the Bo-Katan seems like the most fun out of the 3 that have been spoiled so far, because Mandalorians. Also, she just seems kind of like the most she seems like she has the most support out of I don't know, she seems like the most powerful of the three, basically. But then getting into the units, the events, and the upgrades, I basically want to summarize it all at once. And what all of these units, events, and upgrades bring to the game is basically different versions, sometimes even more powerful versions of previous cards that have been printed, but either utilizing new abilities to make them feel unique or make them worse because they're better. If they're way better if they don't have the downside. Plus, there are just new cards, just flat out new cards, that complexify the game and just make the game more complex and unique and just add an extra layer of depth to the game, which I absolutely love that they're already doing in the second set. So basically, I'm going to show a couple of cards to basically give examples of what I'm talking about. The first one is one of my favorites because it's going to be a card that's going in one of my favorite decks, Grand Inquisitor, Hyblun Enforcer. 1 resource, 1/4 grit, bounty, draw a card. So basically, when this is defeated or captured, your opponent collects its bounty of drawing a card. This is just a flat-out better Scoutbike Pursuer because it's the same thing, but it just has that downside of a bounty, but it's half the cost. So you can play 2 on turn 1. And in Grand Inquisitor, it's like, hey, I'm going to play one of these, and I'm going to play another one of these, and I'm going to attack you for 3. Because Grand Inquisitor is fun. But this card just seems fun, and it's just like the perfect example of what this set is doing. I mean, there are other cards that basically are very similar to this. For example, Dr. Evazan. This card is incredible, in my opinion. 2 resource, 3/3, shielded. So it's a better version of Crafty, but it has black in it, so it's automatically more restrictive. But that's still pretty damn busted. But it also has a bounty to make it even less busted. Of readying up to 12 resources. So when this is defeated or captured, your opponent gets to ready 12 resources. Now that's a big downside, but this is still a 2 resource 3/3 with shielded. I mean, it's a crafty smuggler and a battlefield marine that had a baby and went to heaven. This card is just so fun. This card is just so fun. Not gonna lie. This card is just, I love it. I love it. I love it. But anyways, basically the rest of my summary of the stuff is basically making more unique cards that just add complexity to the game and make it feel more fun and unique. There are 2 cards that basically exemplify this because these are just the first 2 that I saw that kind of prove this point. The first one is just a card I really like and I think seems super good. Pike Sentinel. It's a 2 resource, 2/3 with Sentinel. It's 2 resources. I mean, this is like the Dark Trooper 3 card that's already been spoiled. That's basically like a clone of Cell Block Guard, but slightly more restrictive. This is the same thing, but it costs 1 less. So therefore, it should have 1 less power, because then it would just be absolutely busted. And it should also be a bit more restrictive. But still, this is just an example of making unique cards and adding a bit of spice to it to make it feel new and fresh. But then lastly, an example of a thing that's basically complexifying the game and adding an extra layer of depth to it. That card being First Light. Now there are other cards that do this, but this one basically I think summarizes it the best, which is the new keyword, smuggle. I love smuggle. Of every single keyword that has been spoiled, or has been in Star Wars Unlimited so far, smuggle is my favorite. Hands down. Because it is the most fun and complex keyword in the game. And hey, I'm a Flesh and Blood player, so if you know anything about Flesh and Blood, you should know that I love complex and just kind of extra layers of depth kind of cards. And this is the perfect example of that. So First Light is a 7 resource, 4/7 grit, gives each other friendly non-linear unit grit, and has a smuggle cost of 7, and of course having the aspect cost of a blue and a black to then deal 4 damage to a friendly unit. What does smuggle do? So basically, if First Light is face down in your resource pool, you can take it, put it face up, put it into play, and then take the top card of your deck and put it down as a resource instead of the First Light being a resource. So what this card does, basically, is, or the smuggle part of the card, is basically you get to, for the rest of the game, or for a lot of the game, basically just be like, okay, well, I don't have enough resources to play this in the early game, I'm going to resource it. And throughout the game, when you see an opening to play this card, like if you don't have enough cards in your hand or something like that, you can put this into play and immediately affect the game without even needing to have any cards in your hand. Just your resources. That's nuts, because it just makes it so much harder throughout any game in all Star Wars Unlimited, whether it's limited or just premier or anything, Twin Suns, doesn't matter, because you have more stuff to play in your resource pool now, thanks to Smuggle. So it just adds more to the game, because you and your opponents will always have to think about, what are they going to smuggle out? Will they have a big thing? Will they have a small thing? Will they have a thing that gets better because you smuggled it out? It doesn't matter, because Smuggle just adds that extra layer of depth and complexity to the game, and I just absolutely love it. I just absolutely love it. And by far, my favorite keyword and favorite thing about this set. So, to summarize everything that I've said in this video, this set is not, but very well could be, better than the first Star Wars Unlimited set, because it's adding more to the game. It's making unique cards that feel so fresh and so new and nothing like the first set, while making better versions of cards that were made in the first set, but making them feel either unique or making them slightly worse because of like a new keyword or something like that, or just adding an extra layer of depth and complexity to the game. But anyways, with all that aside, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It's completely free, you won't regret it. Leave a comment down below and tell me why you think this set is good, or if I've missed anything. And with all that aside, see you next time, everybody. Enjoy.